In today's video, are you addicted to fitness?
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? Paul Rebella from ProPhysique.com. Welcome to today's video, which is going to be on the topic of fitness and addiction. And the reason I want to bring this up is because I've had a few questions, I've had a few conversations, and probably experienced a little bit of this myself, not only amongst myself, but amongst my friends. And I want to talk about the goods and the bads of possible fitness addiction and what's going on with fitness addiction right now as I see it. And I think there's also a couple different types of fitness addiction. There are like nutrition fitness addictions, there are competition fitness addictions, and maybe an overall lifestyle addiction. And the first thing I want to address is, hey, I'm not an expert. I'm not a psychology PhD. I do not know anything other than what I've experienced and what I like to talk about. Now, however, I do consider myself to have a little bit more knowledge than the average person. Why? Because I myself have been in fitness since I was 15, 16, since I can remember. I've always been a little bit obsessed with like the idea of putting on muscle and being fit and looking good, you know, for the ladies. And also I coach quite a few people and I deal with a lot of personalities, and I have to pay attention to signs and signals that maybe there is something I need to address. So let's talk about fitness addiction. What is it? Well, first of all, let me say this. There are personality types. If you're not aware and you haven't left your house in a while and you only view the world through your phone, then you might not realize that there are different personality types in the windows. There are different personality types in the world. And from some of my closest friends to, you know, anyone I've ever met, you realize quickly that different people have different perceptions of what is and is not an addiction. Now, one of my closest friends, who was also my training partner for 1 year, I consider him to have a highly addictive personality, meaning he gets super attached to whatever it is that he's into, whether that be beer, girls, cocaine, the gym, his job. He just gets super attached. So for someone like that, I definitely believe that fitness can become an addiction because you just throw yourself into it and it becomes your whole life for a short period of time. But those people usually get burnt out. Why? Well, because let's be honest, if you've gotten into bodybuilding or lifting weights or tracking your diet, there is a great short-term return on your investment. You see some immediate improvements and changes in your life. However, they are not met with the same result. The resolve that you show for this process is not met with the same result year after year after year. The changes that you see in the first year, year and a half, 2 years, far outweigh any changes you're going to see after year 5, 10, 15, and even where I'm at, year 20. So I find that for the addictive personality, they quickly move in and move out of the fitness world. However, that fitness world can change for that person. So the casual lifter that gets addicted to the idea of fitness can then find out about the competition world. And this is where I find things can get the most troubling. Why? Because although I love and completely believe in bodybuilding competition, I do believe it can become a problem and addiction, and here's why. When we're talking about lifestyle and fitness and health, competing as it stands, as a measure, as a moment in time, is not a healthy place for the body to be. So why do we do it? Well, I've discussed it in other videos, but bodybuilding competition is a challenge, it's an outlet. We push ourselves past our comfort level, we find out what we're capable of, and you know, it's reversible. You can come out of a contest prep and get back and be completely healthy and completely normal, and as I've said in videos previously, be a better version of yourself because of it. That's why I believe in competition. Do I believe everybody should compete? Hell to the no. You should only compete. Basically, if I couldn't talk you out of it, that's when you know you should compete. I think it's a great sport, but I don't think it's for everybody. So when it comes to a person with an addictive personality that keeps pushing for the next thing, I think we can get hung up on a few things. You know, I see competitors compete show after show after show, searching for that next goal. And for those of you that follow me, you know I've been coaching competitors, I would say pretty damn awesome competitors at a pretty high level for a little while now. And I'm getting people into a place where they're getting close to their either pro status or getting on the Olympia stage, or, you know, that next goal. And that's where I have to start looking for signs of, is this becoming an addiction? Are we doing things that are no longer positive for the outcome, okay? So understanding that this sport requires you to put on muscle, build muscle, take time away from the stage to get better means, now look in the mirror if this is you. If you are competing in the spring and the fall, every year, year after year, you are not getting better. You are not improving, okay? Especially natural athletes, okay? Yes, I understand if people are taking hormones and stuff, that changes the scales. I'm not talking about that at all. Hell, I'm not judging it either. I'm just saying it's a different playing field. I'm talking about the playing field where you are not taking exogenous hormones to help the process. If you're doing that, fine. But what we're talking about is if you are a drug-free athlete who wants to put on natural muscle, then that's going to take time away from the stage. This is where I think we need to look at the addiction. Now, what does it mean if you get really close to your goal and you don't achieve it? Well, it means that the sport is real, okay? It means it's part of your life. If you can continue putting in effort day in and day out with no real, tangible, or visible goal right in front of your face, like within the short term, that's where I feel like we get into some people that speak my language, okay? I love the sport of bodybuilding. If there was no stage, I would still be going to the gym. If there was no YouTube, I would still be going to the gym. If there was no Instagram, I would still have my butt in the gym on the daily. Why? It's just a part of my lifestyle. Those are the people that make bodybuilding competition and compete successfully for the long term. They don't simply get addicted to the short-term response that they get, the short-term feedback. You know, all the people liking your stuff on the social media and all the people in the gym loving you. I get to a place where I do not look like I compete in the off season, and I diet down, and then I look like this with the Skeletor face, and I have some veins, and it's very exciting for a short period of time. And sure, I would love to look kind of crazy all the time, but I understand it's part of the process. And as a coach, that's something I really want to relay. So the point of this video was just to discuss where you're at with the fitness lifestyle. Are you in it for the short term, for the addiction? And if you are, that's not a bad thing. Understand that addictive personality types can get a lot of things done. They can be super, super successful in the world. It's much better to be addicted to going to the gym and maybe addicted to, let's say, a healthy diet, like an orthorexic approach. Is that super healthy? I mean, shoot, I like some dirty food, but I also like some clean food. So if that's your vice and that's the way you want to live your life, and you wake up and you're excited every day, all more power to you. That's awesome. It's much better than waking up and having a cigarette and a shot of Jaeger. I mean, you know, that actually sounds kind of fun, minus a cigarette, but you get my point. Like, there are addictive ways to live your lifestyle. You can be addicted to things that have a positive impact on you and your surroundings and the people you know, or you can be addicted to things like gambling. You can be addicted to things like porn. You can be addicted to things like drugs, whatever it might be that might not be so productive. So if you're addicted to fitness, the real question is, can you step back, look at yourself, look at what's going on, and understand it and benefit from it so that you don't get burnout? How can you make it sustainable? That's the real value of being fit, okay? If the addiction runs out and you just stop going to the gym, stop tracking your diet, put back on the 30, 40 pounds that you lost, well, was there any real benefit? No, I probably would suggest there's not. And so my real goal here is just to discuss looking at yourself, looking inside, asking yourself some questions. I think a lot of us at certain times, I've definitely been this person, do a lot better job of paying attention to what other people are doing, because when we focus on other people, guess who you don't have to focus on? This guy. That's right. But when you start to take responsibility for what's going on in your life and all your actions, it feels good, man. It feels good. It might not feel good in the short term, but it feels good in the long term to actually fess up and own that, you know what? maybe I'm doing some things that might be not in my best interest. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to talk about fitness addiction. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Do you know anybody that's addicted to fitness? Do you know some people that are addicted personality types that have jumped into this fitness lifestyle and then jumped out? I guess you probably have. Anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. Just rambling. Hope you're having an awesome day. Tomorrow is the 4th of July for those of us in the US of A, Independence Day. So I'm gonna go get some fireworks with my son and we're gonna shoot them in the backyard tomorrow. All right, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All by myself.